Alright. We go for the Veil. Hexproof. We don't lose anything, our opponent loses everything. That's how I like my mono red matchup. And let's deal more damage. Yep, and we get the squee. Our squee, not yours anymore. And yeah, I'm not sure if they play 1 mana removal, but we'll try. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today definitely a mono black control with no new additions, alright? This is just pure mono black, just drawing cards at the cost of life, nothing special going on. And my cornucopia addiction got worse, alright? I splashed full core just for this one card. But listen, I can explain. The reason we did this is that I need recurring life gain with Arena just to support it so it doesn't kill us against aggro decks. And Sheoldred is great, but it can die, so I needed something more and I couldn't find anything in black, so I just went with green. We have also Virtue, and with all this life gain, including Aclazotz, we finally can be sure that Arena just keeps drawing cards for free, while also having Disfigure and Duress that can hit mono red. Duress is surprisingly good against red decks because you get rid of their burst and suddenly their creatures do nothing. So I stand my case, Your Honor, and I hope you'll have a lot of fun. And honestly, Mono Black Control was probably the most requested deck lately, so here you are. I hope it will satisfy your hunger. We also have 1 robbery for this milling wincon if everything else fails. So let's go and have fun, guys. So let's see this hand. I mean, full removal and 1 Duress to try to mess with our opponent just a little bit. I'll take it. I'll take it. And, well, we have the victim. Oh boy, they won't like it. 1 mana? I mean, more than enough, right? Here you go. I could wait for a pump spell, but I don't want to give him 2 mana, because that might be 2 spells and I cannot prevent it. So, you know, better safe than sorry. Then we next turn Duress them, and by the way, nice shuffler thing. Triple Cottage. Oh, they don't have anything. Here you go. Let's Duress. I think this was their only creature and they hoped, like, for the whole game that they can protect it. Alright, so. I think it's Lightning Strike. I wish we could get rid of the druid, so they will exile a lot of cards. You know what? It's Shock. Just because of how versatile card is, I want to punish him for not being able to cast all of the spells. See, now he has only 2 drops, and Shock would be absolutely perfect. Don't worry, he probably drew some 1 drop, but other than this. We probably need to Virtue when he casts the druid before it gets too huge. And see, we got some extra value already. I mean, our opponent got like second opening hand just thanks to Questing Druid. The card is kinda insane, but I think we can beat it even with this one. Like, man, he got so many cards from this. You know, he couldn't cast all of them because we smart, alright? We discarded Shock, so we would be at 20, which is basically a leaf orange for a mono red. And yep, 2 turns, and we go Aclazotz. Right, so my idea is that we go removal right now, then we go robbery main phase if we miss a land, because we need Aclazotz as soon as possible. Unfortunate, but what can you do? A mouse. Alright, not the best hits for our opponent, let's be fair. He definitely wanted 2 cards that are not lands, but we'll go with it. So this is go for the throat material. Let's see, they probably want to pump the mouse if they can. We have only heart removal here, so that should be fine. Yeah, I think go for the throat hits literally everything in their deck. So that means we don't have to go for a Bitter Triumph. Like, later we will have more options, right? Because maybe we overdraw lands or something. We probably still pay 3 life, but... oh, here we go. Here we go. Our opponent just drew 4 cards more than us as an aggro deck, and I see no issues with this. absolutely no issues. So do I go with the questing druid? It will get pumped a lot, right? Yeah, let's go with the druid. That also means... Oh, well, we will see. Oh boy. So if they have second burn spell, they just kill Sheoldred and, you know, it does nothing. It does nothing. We could robbery main phase. No man, this is kinda scary in all honesty. There is a chance they have two of them, but that will be still a lot of damage not in our face. What are the other options? I don't really want to go robbery. Alright, I think it's too good for this particular turn. Let's see it. So I assume they don't have a burn, because normally correct play is to kill Sheoldred instantly. We are fully tapped, so our opponent knows exactly what he's getting. So I hope they don't have enough. If they do, maybe we at least sneak the Aclazotz. I would really love to draw a land. Like, we have 26, but we still got kinda mana screwed. So, I can trade against the hero, but it's not worth it, right? I think we just tank it. They hope we will block this, because then they draw a card and kill Sheoldred and we have no life gain. Here, it's not perfect. Man, can I please draw my lands? It would be really, really cool. Like, this is problematic, because with a good draw he can actually win the game. So we could go Triumph. Man, Shuffler is not cooperating. I could go for one robbery, but we probably miss a land. Even with two we can actually miss the land. And that's not great. So this is what? 6, 7, and 4. 11 damage already. Extreme amounts. I think we have to. Shuffler doesn't cooperate, we need to do it ourselves. Unfortunately, this is not a card though. Yep, you can answer with your lightning strike. Alright. You know what? I actually will take it. This is very interesting. Alright, and let's force the block, right? Alright. Exiles face down. You may look at. Alright, alright. I mean, with Shelly, I think we can make B do it. Yeah, smart, because I wanted to block the small mouse. This is what? Only 5 plus 4, so 9 damage potentially. I will try it. I will try it. They will get the draw, so this opens a lot of possibilities for them. Alright. We go for the Veil. Hexproof. We don't lose anything, our opponent loses everything. That's how I like my mono-red matchup. And let's deal more damage. Still we got hit, because, you know, new creatures, even if you remove them, they still get the, like, half the value. That's crazy, man. And I honestly think we go Aclazotz here. We could also double removal, but it's not worth it. With this, we will win, because Sheoldred and Aclazotz are probably the best creatures to defend against this amazing, fresh new strategy. Explosion should be imminent. They can try to, you know, rush into it, but it's not working for them. Alright, I think this is the Avarice turn. They cannot burn us. It seems that they drew an instant spell. It's interesting they didn't attack. Hopefully it's not a rope. Yep, let's go triple black. I will draw my cards and go back to 16. And that honestly should be enough. Here we go. Looks better, doesn't it? We could go for lethal. That forces a block, right? That does force a block. Alright, I will do it. Let's see if they cast in response. They absolutely can. And I will probably go for the Mortuary, but I'm not fully sure. I mean, one card. Alright. What? Really? That suggests they want to block it with Slick Shot, otherwise the play makes absolutely zero sense. But if they do it, they lose the game. Like, they cannot go for the burst. It's always bad. Man, this is such a bad block. I love it. I'm getting basically all the value. Sure, that is enough to kill them. Generally, they should try to go for some lucky burst, maybe. And let's go for this one. Arena. Sure, I'll take my Arena. I mean, with one creature, there's literally no way of ever beating a Sheoldred. They should tank all the damage. But we should have enough removal to make it work. Especially Virtue of Persistence is amazing. Turn 1 we can fully skip. Oh boy, I'm sorry. I don't have enough mana to support it. Like, we need to draw something, you know, faster. Charming Scoundrel, our mono-red from the last era. And just Smorking. Still just Smorking, sure. Alright, let's keep playing Virtues until they run out of creatures so they can concede very easily. And 1 damage, sure. Creature number 1 killed. Let's see the next one. Squee is extremely good one. That also forces us to answer. Otherwise we cannot win the game, which is amazing. To be honest, this is a good moment to go with the Edict, maybe. I would love to go Arena. But, you know, I don't have a sweeper. And even if I did, it probably isn't smart to leave Squee. Yeah, let's go with the Edict while we can target it somehow, a little bit. And here's Godrix. Our opponent indeed plays the previous build, basically. Non-token creature. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. They still hit for a bit. And let's see if they are good enough to get Monstrous Rage. No, they don't have Monstrous Rage in the end. Alright, let's keep removing creatures until we win the game. Well, this is such a fun deck to play, man. Like, you just play creatures and hope your opponent doesn't have enough removal. Well, this is a glamorous game plan. Alright, Slick Shot. Double Slick Shot, but not too many buff spells. I think we have to go Aclazotz here. There's no way around it. Now Cornucopia, now we have our God that is also a bat, and it's very, very cool. It's basically a flying rat god. Alright, so let's hit. They have at most... What? That's a terror in your card. I mean, of course they won't have cards. I think we need to wait this one turn. If they want to pump, that means they are in full top deck mode. Alright. Yeah, that was a good call. It's better to take this damage. They have 4 cards, so Squeak cannot be cast. And now we can start, right? I don't think we can play Arena, because we are on the draw, so we are obviously the bad player. They will only attack with this, right? I could go with Arena here, but I need to kill the creature first. Oh boy, and I will have to discard Arena. Oh, that's silly. And if we kill this right now, they can play Squee. I cannot do it, man. Not on this turn. Not on this turn. Alright, so this is recurring effect. So after card, it's a 6-6. But don't you worry. It's always a 7-7 in mono-red's hand. Alright, that's a huge damage. So they just hope that it's enough to win the game. It's good information though, so now we know. Oh, we can go for the Virtue. A full swing, right? That's what you do? No? Or just going with the Terror? And we gain life for sure. We kill the big creature. And we trade against the small one. While life gaining 4. And I think we get Aclazotz back. They can get... Oh my god, what a great draw. What a great draw. Let's go for it. We can use Fountainport to protect something. So it's not all the worst. But very, very close game, I have to say. Way closer than it should be. So they can go Squee right now. We cannot block. They can deal 4 damage and more with Mishra's Foundry, but we can block one of them, right? And we can pay life here, because that means they are not hitting our face. They will flip it anyway. No, no, if we block a 2-2... Why would I assume that mono-red player will actually do something except swinging face? Silly me. Absolutely silly me. Alright, so what do we go for? I think we are starting to trade. Like, this is a good value. Yeah. We go for it. And that means the Aclazotz is here, and this is extremely nice draw. So I can Virtue of Persistence here. We life gain. And honestly, I think this means we are attacking. I should draw first, by the way, that was a bad play. Alright, back to 8. Do I want more? I mean, not much we can do with it otherwise. And we wait with this figure for the next turn so we can life gain more with Cornucopia. We should be winning this. They cannot beat this, and I don't think they have enough to, you know, discover for sure. A Slick Shot. This is a weird one, because they don't have 4 dots except, you know, the Scorpion thing. And the chance of hitting it is very low. I want to make sure that I hit the right thing. They still have 1 open mana. And they really want this. Yep. See? That's why we've done it. If we actually use Disfigure instantly, they could deal a lot of damage. I don't think that would be lethal, but it would be closer. Let's go Charming Scoundrel, because they might not know it, but we're actually drawing cards with it. If you have 0 cards, you draw a card. That's the mono-red rule. Cornucopia. We play the land here. Do I want to attack? No, we don't attack on this turn. And that probably means another Virtue. Oh, I made a misplay here. I didn't see I have so much mana. I should play Cornucopia into Virtue. So that was actually a big mistake. It won't change anything because we are winning, but it was a bad play. A full swing, so that suggests they drew something. We'll still go like this. It's interesting they didn't go with the Foundry, and I think that's a pure misplay. Because if they are already sacrificing all of the fodder, this would actually give them more damage. Alright. So what is the play? Our opponent is just making strategies so advanced I just cannot see it coming. Casting Squee? So it can life gain again. Did he even get the damage? I think we life gained more than he dealt, honestly. But it's fine. I think he's 5-heading this and trying to prevent the Virtue, but I'm just winning without the Virtue if we have to. Let's go Cornucopia. And I think we just chill because we have the fish, so that means we are doing extra cards. And every card will life gain 2. And double Cornucopia will stabilize us super quickly, so as long as they cannot attack, we are fine. And it will be very hard for them to draw into answers. They will activate it on the next turn. And it seems they are trying to go right now. Alright, full swing. Go. I have to say, our opponent is a fighter. I can respect that. And what do we go for? Probably Squee, because it's a creature, so we can take it with Virtue. Monstrous Rage, I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. Alright. And on the next turn we can start using Cottage to get food tokens. Yep, and it's our Squee, right? Invasion, sure. Oh, they hoped we will block the wrong way, maybe? And that it will be lethal, because this doesn't kill Aclazotz yet. Yep, and we get the Squee. Our Squee, not yours anymore. And yeah, a random draw that was not very good here. Let's activate. We are not getting too much life gain. And I think we go like this. Let's see what the next card will be. We also life gain a lot. And we submit 0. I mean, I'll take my Cornucopias. Oh, this is lethal on the next turn as well. So, the game is getting to a closure. We life gain back to 10, we have food token, and we have a blocker, and we have the fish. So we should, yeah, we can activate all of this. And our opponent has a land, but even if he drew something, I don't think it would be good enough. Alright, he can invade our turn here, which is cute. Very, very cute. And I don't think there's any play here. Yep, I will take it. I will take it. It's not a token, so we're not sacrificing. We'll just make a fish token, so if he attacks, he loses one of the blockers. I mean, our opponent fought like a lion, but his deck just loses against, you know, all the value we have in the deck. Alright, and our opponent is top 500 Mythic, so I think we need to, you know, spice up our gameplay a little bit. We probably will have to play Arena. Extremely unlucky that we aren't on the play here. Arena on the draw always is way harder to set up. Alright, what are you? Is that an aggro deck? I'm not super sure yet. Let's go with this one. Oh, this is Boros token deck, right? That explains. If they don't play creatures for first turns, you know that it cannot be the deck. Alright. I mean, this has to be Arena then. I mean, this will be a hard game, but I think we can make it work. Sheoldred will definitely leave a moment. Oh boy, they are going for this sweet card adventure. But you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I probably want some Duresses first. So on the next turn they play the Forge, I would guess. I cannot do anything about it except playing Shelly and messing them up. And you know what? I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Sheoldred will probably die in some million ways, but it will probably prevent the tokens. And that also potentially saved our Arena. See? They got the answer, and now what? Alright? They didn't have what they needed. They can make the token with Fountainport. So I actually think we go like this. We want to go into Virtue probably. Because then we can get Sheoldred every turn, and I think that might beat them. We kinda allow maybe some spell at the instead, but I really think it's still worth it. Let's go for black mana, we need way more black here. And let's go with Cornucopia. Alright, a little bit scary. They might have more Get Lost, but if they are not playing them, there is a chance they don't. Alright, and we are just throwing cards. We need to be quick because those talents will absolutely take over the game sooner or later. We are at 3, 6, 7 mana. Listen, I'm going with it. If they have Get Lost, they are good at Magic. But if they don't, they need to assume a Sheoldred every turn until end of the game. And that's a lot for this deck. No way. Oh, they are good at Magic. They drew 2 Get Lost in top 14 cards. That's a sign of a good player. Alright, unfortunate. We have more virtues, but it probably will be too slow, right? Like, the game will probably be decided before that. Alright. We got the card, but not too much value. Oh boy, not super amazing. So this one is indestructible for the rest of the game. I think we need to make sure that we get some good draws that aren't Llanowar wastes. And let's use the mana while we can. They have one chorus, so Duress is nice. Unfortunately, they sit. Okay. I thought that this is my last land, but we have Cornucopia. Alright, that's a swing. You know, that's something. Is there a difference? I mean, theoretically I could deadly cover up one of the cards, so I will keep the selection open. But yeah, I think we missed our spot, to be absolutely honest. Now he will start Fountainporting. And that means infinite power until the end of the game. So they need 4 mana. Right, let's open with Duress to make sure that at least now they don't have a removal. They might draw it, but there's nothing we can do about that. That's the 3rd one! How are you so good at Magic, bro? Oh my god, triple got lost in 16 cards. Definitely good against our enchantments, you know? Alright, let's see if they want to go double Helix. Honestly, it's probably worth it. I would go for it. Alright, he isn't. I need something better here. And I'll be honest, we are a bit desperate because we missed the spot. And I don't think we will win this game. Alright, they kinda want to get the token. But it doesn't matter too much. Like, right now until end of the game, our opponent will get infinite cards, basically. Once they set up, they are not stopping anymore. That's why it was so important to get ahead while they didn't have the combo assembled. Right now they do. So honestly, I think this is a good game at this point. I will try to play it out. I can see a robber lethal, we still have one, but yeah, it will be harsh. See, now until end of the history they will draw all the cards, but maybe that will be their weakness. Maybe we can mill them while defending. And that also means they probably don't have more get lost for the rest of the game. They might have the season though. Oh, I don't want to waste 5 mana for a single card. I don't know how many they play. Should be between 2 and 3, but I'm not sure. I could try to kill this with go for the throat and go for the damage. I mean, it's not nothing, you know? I mean, life gain doesn't matter. At least not too much. Like, the Forge will kill us eventually, but shouldn't be the main thing. If we Demolition Field, we have only 1 mana, right? I need to go face, man. Maybe? Like with Helix we need at least 2 more hits. Sorry, 3 more hits, so it will be... Like this is the first, the second and the third might be lethal, but... Let's try. They have the lockdown, so they can get rid of the food tokens, but it's such a low value, I don't think they will go for it. We cannot break the engine, right? Because they have the Fountainport that is indestructible. Oh boy, this opening was so good for them. They set up with indestructible Fountainport, so this cannot be broken anymore, ever. Do we kill Elspeth? Is she good? Or we just go Arena and hope for the best? Alright. I'm going Arena, hoping for the best, and I'm sure it will go great. At least I know he won't draw the 4 of Get Lost, right? Or the 2nd or 3rd season. Yep. At least we know that this is enough for this turn. But man, there have so many cards. Maybe the plan is to play as many Cornucopias for ramp and as many lands as possible and just go this, 12 card robber or something and try to battle them with their own stuff. Against the Forge it will be hard. It will definitely be hard. What was the level 2? A token, sure. They didn't level the other one. Interesting. Alright, because it has to be a token, right? It can be a treasure token. Here's our win con, but is that good enough? I honestly don't think so. You know what? If we can... we can deadly cover up 3-5... Oh, we don't have enough. Like, we just don't have enough mana to do this. Because I can deadly cover up all of this. But then they just Lightning Helix, right? So it's not the best. And they will pay 3 life, so those two. If I Demolition Field, it doesn't really change. Oh, right, they also have Demolition Field. So it's just all around not great. That means we have to go for the other plan, I guess, for the robbery one. I like my lands, but probably I want to do something better. So we kill Elspeth, I guess? Man, I'm not seeing it too much. Like, he will be drawing 5 cards a turn cycle, basically. If we force him to use Demolition Field, then he cannot go for the other stuff, and we still have 2 mana. So yeah, let's try. Actually 3 mana. Yep, but that prevents 2 cards, so that's something. That is something. Let's take the mana. That also means we can go for Demolition Field right now. Sure. Oh, I only have 1. I actually need mana. Alright, so that is a change of plans. Let's go like this and start live gaining a bit. I guess with Arena and Forge it will matter a little bit. But man, I don't see us surviving long enough. And I don't have the green stuff to kill Forges. In this version at least. Oh boy, this will amplify the lethal very hard. Yep, this is what happens if you don't break the chain. And this is exactly what I was saying. You can beat them, but they need to be not good enough to draw triple Get Lost and answer all of your big spells in a row. By the way, we are at 2 right now. Sure. We'll deadly cover up, but we are getting hit by the Forge anyway. Also, Indestructible Fountainport is not the top of my dreams, you know. The whole Demolition Field strategy is here to prevent this kind of shenanigans. So our opponent was really good with both Season and Get Lost. And that really puts us behind. Yep. I don't think we can recover. Let's go with Deadly Cover Up first. Let's at least try. Let's just go with this one. We can live gain, but not this kind of amount. Like this alone deals 5 damage, I believe. So what is the play? I actually want him to draw as many cards as possible right now. I will go with Get Lost, but it's so late. Alright, nothing against Shelly. One of them. And one season. Man, he actually had one season in the whole deck. That was really good draw for them. He got 3 out of 4 get lost in the whole deck already. Alright, so we can go Shelly. Try to force a sweeper maybe. I mean, this is as good as it gets, I think. And we can go Cottage. I don't think there's any chance we will kill him with damage, but we can try, right? This is kinda lethal. They can double Lightning Helix our face, then Sunfall, and I think that should be good enough. Alright. So they decided to double Helix Sheoldred. Alright, that gives us a lot of life. Because they could target all of this into the face. With Arena, it actually amplifies lethal quite a lot. And man, we burned through so many cards with them. Like, they're down to 4 cards only. But they will keep pumping more and more and more. You cannot really stop it. You can slow it down, but not stop it. Sure. Maybe I could try to steal their cards. Sure. I wonder if they will go for the exile effect. Or just draw a card. That's a lot of damage. Let's go for this one. Why not? So we are at 9. Very, very low. Well, with those draws, well, we are not recovering for sure. Wow, that was so bad. I really hope that we will have some options, but with this draw it's just pure bad. Is there a chance we will live one more turn? Probably not. Right, so what we have? 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. 12, right? So I can go for this at most. It doesn't really change too much. I'm not sure if they play 1 mana removal, but we'll try. I mean, that's an aberrate. Is there a chance this will be enough? Probably not. Alright, I will try to go with this one, so he doesn't know that we can kill the Forge, and I hope they will just wait and go for the lethal. They used all the Lightning Helix. So you know what? I don't think we'll win, but I'm doing my best, alright? Sure. Cool. Really cool, bro. Huh? Yep, they're going for the lethal, which is a smart play. Well, I can kill the big one, not the small one. Good game. We're going first, and we probably will go... Yeah, let's start with Duress and see what we're up against. And this is the reason why we can... Man, he actually took the hand with literally 0 creatures. You gotta love it. Let's go with Crescendo, because that allows him to draw more cards. And I don't want more cards, alright? And that's why we can play Duress. They just got rid of a card. Alright, I think I know. Edict will be absolutely amazing, because they got rid of the creature for some reason. So I assume they had to draw 1, right? Otherwise the play makes absolutely 0 sense. Well, the play makes absolutely 0 sense, I guess. I don't know, man. I really don't know. They also wanted to play a tap land, so that means they didn't need the mana. Here's the Slick Shot, as always, getting plotted. So it can go for absolute infinity. And let's go with the Duress and see exactly what our opponent is cooking, because there's something really, really devious there. Monstrous Rage is nice, but this one is probably stronger, right? Because it has recurring value. Yeah, because this can be re-equipped later. And Monstrous Rage dies with a creature that uses it. Alright, our plan basically went on the assumption that he will have one creature. I want to lure him into feeling that he can deal a lot of damage. Let's go with the Edict here. Non-token creature. This is such a weird play. So first things first, he only played one creature, and the whole point of the deck is that you amplify multiple creatures in one turn. Let's go with the Arena because I need more cards. Right now I'm even with the aggro deck. I'm actually losing in the value against the aggro deck. Like, they're just chilling. Like, what is their strategy? Is he oopsing because he thinks that I don't know Arena hits my life? I have zero idea, man. I have zero idea. So we don't have enough mana yet with the cottage. And we cannot tap, because as we know, if you tap against red deck, you die. Alright. I mean, yeah, you better do it at some point. They should target the challenger. However, I can go for this play. Let's go Demolition Field. The cool part is that you can block first and then use the mana for removal. This is not an artifact, don't forget. Prowess is okay. First decision is this, but it will resolve anyway. So let's see the card. Not the one. Why would you play tap lands in this deck? So guys, if you want to play mono red, at this point, if you splash black only for the sellsword, which is not really needed for the deck, you better just go with pure mountains. Like, this is extremely bad decision by a mythic player. Alright, so do we kill it? I don't think we need to. Said Sloth killing a creature. I mean, yes, we should. Yes, we should. They can pump this Slick Shot, but that's not too much. I wonder which they went with. They went with just the damage, because they could get the detective token. Alright, sure. Here's your life gain. And that means we should be able to slowly take over the game. Let's go Fountainport. We go Demolition Field, and we kill the Slick Shot. Now they cannot really protect it in any way. And let's start attacking, because then we get a food token, and that's good. And let's go for the instant or sorceress. Alright, 3 life is no joke. So they need to draw a creature instantly to punish us, otherwise this was just a free trade for us. Alright, we can go with Virtue. And we will, so that means a tap land on this turn. And that will start giving us huge advantage. They can actually use the Ire to kill our food token, if they are good enough to draw something, and they are. They are insanely good at magic, and they drew Slick Shot, the best card with this one. So that negates our life gain, unfortunately. So what is the play? We can target it, but we probably don't want to. So let's go with the Slick Shot for blocking. And Robbery, sure. I think we keep attacking with Cottage, because I want those food tokens. They're kinda important here. And of course we only attack with this. Let's keep exiling instants. It's not a big deal, but we'll still take it. I don't need Robbery because I have natural cards with this, and we are also drawing extra card a turn with Virtue of Persistence. So all we need to do is just make sure we don't die. He cannot attack, and even if he draws a pump spell, we can just out-heal through it probably, especially with all the lands that we've been drawing. Alright, let's talk about the deck a little bit more, because there are a few things I omitted in the intro that can talk in the favor of Golgari Mono Black. But before we go there, as always, thank you for all the Patreon members. You guys are absolutely awesome, and you are helping the channel in a meaningful way. So thank you for that, because, you know, for a small or medium channel, it's not as easy as, you know, you've seen some big numbers, but it's very different. So thank you guys. And about this one, first of all, Cornucopia not only live gains, but it also ramps you. And one of the things you will notice if you ever played Phyrexian Arena, you usually have more cards than you can play. That's the rule. And you can only play one land a turn. So having extra land with Cornucopia is actually meaningful difference, because usually you have infinite cards, especially that you can start stacking arenas, like 2 or 3 even. So the longer the game goes, the more you have basically. And every mana point counts, especially when this live gains as well. Especially that you can, you know, cast something during your turn for as cheap as 1 mana, just to trigger all the Cornucopias, and then do the same on your opponent's turn and trigger them again. So that means you get more cards, you live gain more, and, you know, everything is going great for you. The second thing is Robbery and Virtue of Persistence. This not only goes for just removal and life gain, which is extremely good on its own already, but with Cornucopia you can ramp into the 7 mana Virtue of Persistence way faster than usually, especially if you have like double Cornucopia or something. This comes surprisingly quickly, and this is super important because 7 mana is a lot. Most of the time when you are able to cast it normally, the game is kinda stacked against you. It's very hard to take a full turn off. However, in earlier turns, it's way easier to just sneak this one play and defend for the rest of the game, basically, because that's how you play the card. You smash it on the board, your opponent gets a huge advantage on his turn, and then for the rest of the game you try to mitigate this advantage while getting a creature every single turn, which really helps. With Robbery we can steal more cards the more mana we have it, and with Avarice we can especially like we have Arena and Avarice in this build. I was considering triple Avarice, but I had to cut something for Robbery, so here you are. I hope you are better. So yeah, we need a lot of life gain. So Sheoldred can be enough, Aclazotz can be enough, but if they die due to removal, then Arena can feel dicey, and with every Arena deck I want to make sure that, you know, we just don't die to this. We don't have Black Marches, unfortunately, so this is my attempt to buffer it, and I kinda liked it. You basically use both sides of the card, both the ramp and the life gain, and both are super useful here. So I think it's a decent way. The fun part is you actually have only one forest in the whole deck. That means you basically never feel the downside of splashing extra color, except taplands. However, the taplands are nice. You get Surveil, you get the life gain. You have seen that Cottage actually does work during the games. I might think about making more even. The idea was that we go for the fast lands, because look at our first 3 mana. Triple black, or extremely important to have 1 green on turn 3, so we can start casting Cornucopia. Even though we have all the black cards, I still wanted kinda balanced mana base, so we never mess this on curve. And I think it's kinda worth it, you know. Probably wouldn't craft this card only for this deck, but if you have it, you know, from every deck before that we have done, this might be a good way to use it, and not really big downside. You would just be playing swamps, so, you know, it kinda even can be beneficial to get surveillance. So yeah, that's it. I have nothing more to add. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys tomorrow.